Welcome back to Phinys Garage. I'm Gray, and today we're going to be cleaning up the 1965 Chevy pickup. This 65 pickup has a 6-cylinder long bed step side with a 4-speed manual in it. Definitely pretty interesting. I don't know a whole lot about this truck, but what I do know is that it sat for the last 46 years in a lady's yard that was a junkyard at one point during the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and then it was abandoned in the 1980s. So all the vehicles in that yard have been sitting there and continue to sit there to this day. There's a whole bunch of more cars in that yard where we picked up this truck from. It did rain the other day, so it did get a little bit washed, but until then it sat in the desert for who knows how long getting unwashed. So I've got a vacuum and we're gonna basically detail this truck. It's not too bad. I mean, it probably looks worse on the inside of the truck than it does on the outside. It's extremely dirty and dusty. I had to put this rug here because if you sat down in these seats, man, your back would come out looking all messed up and gross. I mean, all this dust. 46 years of dust right there. The bed of the truck is actually in really good shape, aside from it having some rust there, and then the corner rusted out right there. It's really, really solid. I would totally keep this bed, but I'm kind of wanting to do a short bed conversion just because they're a little bit cooler looking. But I might end up repairing this bed here and then selling it. Or maybe I'll keep it, and if I find like a fleet side that's missing a bed, or a fleet side in general, then I can put this bed on there, and then we'll have like a step side truck as well. This door does have a big old dent in it. I'm thinking about just either trying to pull this out or replacing the door skin. The rocker down here is rusted out. That's not a big deal. And then this cab corner over here just got a little bit of rust in it. Not a big deal at all. This is what the passenger side looks like. I'm not sure what all of that stuff is. Wait. That's for the transmission. I'm really curious to see what stuff is in this truck because, like I said, it was parked 46 years ago, so in 1976, and it hasn't been touched since. But let's get to cleaning the inside of this truck. This truck is extremely dirty on the inside, and like most people, I would have opted to take the seats out of the truck so I can get underneath them better and get a good cleaning, but since I don't have a place to put the seats at the moment, I decided, you know what, let's hold off and we'll get to that later. And if we did take the seats out and then we got the truck running, well, I wouldn't have anywhere to sit, which would be kind of an issue. There's still gonna be stuff underneath the seats, like leaves, dirt, and dust, probably some trash, but I'm not gonna really worry about that right now. Whenever we do take the seats out, I will make sure to vacuum the entire cab of the truck. We just finished cleaning this thing out, vacuuming it up. I'll say it definitely looks a whole lot better. Still really dirty. Something I did notice from vacuuming this thing out and taking all these floor mats out, I don't know why there's so many floor mats in this truck. It looks like we might have to replace the floor pans. I can see dirt. Originally when I saw this truck in that junkyard, I thought the floor pans were good, because if you knock on them, pretty solid. And usually your hand can go right through it, you know, if they're really bad. But now I'm seeing daylight. We may just have to do like a little patch here, but honestly it could be cheaper just to replace the whole floor pans. The seats cleaned up really well just from vacuuming. I can already say they're gonna look really good once I wash them. but too bad they're not savable because it has a giant crack in it. Dash is all super dirty, but I think with a little bit of water and a little bit of cleaner, it'll come up really nice. This is the side that had all that junk in it. Guys, there was like 3 floor mats on both sides of the truck. I don't know why they didn't just take the original floor mats out and throw them away instead of just keep putting them on. But now I can see how bad the rust is right here. So this is the rocker, and we already know we're gonna have to replace the rocker panel. I mean, obviously it looks terrible, but also you can see light through here. This is not rust in the floor pan. This is a chrome metal piece, and it's just rusted out. That's no biggie. The floor pans on this side, they look good. I don't see any daylight or any ground through them. Maybe that's a concerning hole right there. Not sure yet. We won't know until we take out this mat for the floor. You can do it on I was gonna say you can do it on this side. On that side, it's like glued down and I can't get the thing up, so I'm gonna have to take a razor blade to it and see if I can pry it off. All of the parts that I took off the passenger side floorboard is over here. A lot of this stuff probably does go to the truck, but also a lot of it probably doesn't. I mean, it's just a bunch of like random stuff, and I'll tell you what, if this isn't the most stiff chain I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is. Like, look at this. Hey, it doesn't want to move. These honestly look like push rods that go to the engine, but this truck only has 6 cylinders, and there's a ton of them, so I honestly don't know what they go to. I don't know where this stuff goes to. It's just like a bunch of random stuff. I don't know if it goes to the truck or not. May or may not. There's also a brand new gear in this box here. I mean, it doesn't look brand new, but nope, it is, and I might actually end up using that if that's useful at all. We got a distributor cap here. I'm not sure if this goes to the truck or not. We won't know until we pop the hood on it. There's also a pack of these brand new cards here. I'm not sure what they are. I had to do something with a mechanic because it says license number and state, driver's license number and state. It just looks like a card you fill out, but these are brand new, still in the package. I think I'm gonna hold on to them because we might do like a giveaway or something like that if we hit like a milestone, and I'll give away some of these. I mean, this thing is fat, and they're not messed up either. They are literally brand new. They're from like the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, and I'm gonna have to double check on that, but they're very old and they're in pristine condition. Now that we've got the truck clean of all debris and put it aside, we're gonna pop the hood to the truck so that we can clean the engine bay as well as the exterior of the truck. This truck is super dirty, and keep in mind we're gonna strip this whole thing down to like, you know, bare metal on it, obviously, because we gotta do a full restoration on this thing. So honestly, it doesn't really matter if I power wash the inside of this thing. It's pretty astonishing to think that this truck sat for 46 years untouched in the desert, gathering up all this dirt, dust, and sand. And with just a little bit of water and some time, all of that went away. And in some areas of the truck, like on the bed and in the door jambs, you can really see how beautiful this paint was. On some areas of the truck where there's no rust or fading, I bet with a little bit of polish, this paint would look really nice. We finished power washing the truck, and let me tell you, this greenish blue teal color has come out amazingly. Like before, it was like very faded and you could barely tell, but now just by giving it a quick little wash, oh my gosh, it's really brightened up. I've gotten most of the dirt off this truck, but obviously there's going to be some areas that the power washer cannot get to. And also, for whatever reason, this like weird mossy stuff over here, I've power washed it so many times, but it won't come off. Yet you take your finger to it, and it literally comes right off. I don't understand. Of course, the wheels and the frame is going to be really difficult to get to places, but that doesn't really matter. I'm just cleaning it up enough to where I can work on it without getting super dirty. It's also opened up my eyes to a bunch of areas that I did not realize need to be fixed, like this cab corner here. This cab corner was not rusted out, but there's a big old dent in here. I have not cleaned the interior yet, and that is what we're about to do right now. It's still super dirty and dusty, but I do think after a little wash and maybe a quick cleaning, it'll come out really well. I've decided I am going to power wash it only because it is really dirty and gross, and I'm going to end up restoring the whole interior anyways, so we won't have to worry about that. Plus, the dash is metal. It's not like it's plastic or rubber where it would get damaged by the water. All the electronics in this truck are probably going to have to be replaced, including the wiring and anything that has to do with that. So I don't really care too much if I get it wet, but I'll be very careful not to purposely get it wet. Let's get to clean this interior. I think I did a pretty good job at washing it out. I got it a little bit wetter than I was hoping to, but I got it relatively clean. I was surprised that the ceiling did not come out cleaner than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to look crystal clear, like the paint here in the door jamb. But nope, it's still kind of dirty looking, which is weird. I even did the doors and the door jambs and the floorboards. Now, I just kept spraying in this rocker area because so many chunks just kept popping out of this rocker. It looks way worse than before I started, but I'm glad I did it because now I can see how bad the damage actually is. I already knew I was going to have to replace this rocker anyways. Now it just looks like grated cheese, which looks bad, but that also makes it easier to cut out because there's less material there to deal with. We're still going to remove this black rubber floor stuff to see, are the floor pans actually bad or are they good underneath them? We're going to leave the doors open on this truck probably for the next couple of days unless it rains, because I sprayed water underneath the seat, and obviously I sprayed water all inside of the truck, so I do want it to evaporate so it doesn't cause any more damage. Plus, it would smell so bad if I close these doors. It'll be like a sauna in there, and it'd be like a wet dog in there in a couple of days. But thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. If you want to see more videos on the restoration and build out of our 1965 Chevrolet step-side pickup truck, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. But guys, until next time, I will see you later. Have an amazing day.